right? So these are some of the things that we have to get as a people. We have to say, all right, listen, we
Yeah.
want better for ourselves. So we are gonna engage and say we're gonna turn up. We need to do that.
So you're right about that. Yeah, it is people need to turn up and be proactive. O'Neill, please. Yeah.
But I think, Lester, I think it's a larger issue around trust in government. The fact that people just don't trust the word of government. And whether, I think, if you sort of do the sentiment of the people that didn't show up, they probably tell you whether we say nay or yea, they're still going to do what they want to do, right? So it goes back to what we talk about. There's a lack of trust in Jamaica, in government, not just in Jamaica, but
Mm.
what has the politician done since then? So you mentioned the gentleman who said nobody showed up. But did he go one step further and ask the question, why didn't my constituents show up? Why didn't people show up? Because if the
Mm.
issue is that people just don't trust that you're going to take our input, then they won't show up, right? And
Yeah.
this is where politicians need to, it's a two-way street, because what we are seeing is a lack of trust, and it's not good for democracy. Because what you have, if you look at every election in Jamaica over the last couple of years, it's a dwindling electorate. It's 40%, it was 30 something, and the next one could be 20%, right? So to me, if you're sitting there in the leadership chair, that just tell you you have a problem, and you have to go figure out how to engage with the community in a different way and build back that trust.
And that's one of the reasons why I kept saying that I believe the government of Jamaica missed a trick, because having that local government election could actually help them and steer them in a way so they can actually hear what the people say. In the UK, when we had the Conservative and the Lib Dem formed the coalition, and it was Tweedledee, Tweedledum, what the bigger analysis political guys them said, what we have picked up here, and they said it that night, is that the people do not trust one government by themselves. They trusted them to work together. They want the government to work together. And it sent a strong signal. I believe a local government election could send a strong signal, maybe a bloody nose to Andrew Holness, but at the same time, that bloody nose is there's okay, I've heard, I'm listening. Let me actually do these things and change these things. It has happened with Conservative Party in the UK. It has happened with Labour Party in the past, whereby the local government election did serve them a bloody nose, and they went ahead and they learned. But right now, I believe the Labour Party, if anything, is operating, believing it's operating in the best interest of Jamaica, which you think it is, but it'd be good to hear what the people are actually saying. And I believe that is the whole aspect of the local government election could have done something and
So,
benefit the country in a way. Yeah.
so you're saying now, if they call election now, it would make a difference and send a message to the people
Send a
when
message to the government.
to the government,
Yes.
and when, but the last time was what, 35% of the people that voted,
That
30,
was the
30,
37.
That was
That
the
was the
general
general
election.
election.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's the point. So if that was a general and that amount turnout, who's going to turn out for the
Well, we don't know. That is why it can't operate. You see, what as O'Neill said, what if it's 20%? That is going to say something is really, really bad. What if so? Therefore, this is actually a signal to show. Hang on a second. Why are people not interested? Is it only going to be the dieharded JLP or PNP people who are registered? I understand that even if a third party is to start in Jamaica, you need 500 persons on the electoral register. And guess what? Most of the persons on the electoral register are already sold out to JLP or PNP.
and
And
that
yet,
is the problem.
and guess what? About 3-4 times more apparently in the country, not on the electoral register. And yet at the
Um,
same time, I'm not saying maybe, but let's say maybe. And then at the same time, you have a government, if anything, operating as if they have a majority. Yes, they have a majority in the House, but not have a majority of the hearts.
So
but
Sylbourne, if you look at it from a, you know, an incumbent administration, low turnout traditionally benefit the party that is in power. So whoever is in power is not going to try to fix the turnout, right? Because for them, it's in their benefit. And I do believe, you know, if you sort of look at the electoral process in Jamaica, both parties have used local government election as a political pawn. They only call it when it's in their best interests,
Yes.
right? They only call it so they have done the sensing and realized that if they call the election today, they're gonna get a political drubbing, and they don't want to hand the opposition anything, right? So they're saying, look, you know, we think our hands, if you play poker, is going to be strengthened in the next couple of months or another year before we turn, and that's the issue, right? It's been politics, and it goes back to what we just talked about, is trust in government, and this is why you have a lack of trust in government.